Top of the evening, y'all. I hope y'all having a great Saturday. And I just want to get off my chest that ever since I did that rant last week on the the preemption of the Samurai Jack episode that was supposed to take place last week, in which was one that we watched tonight. Yeah, I was like, wow, we got a lot of hits, so I gotta make another one for y'all. So, the episode that just aired was pretty freaking awesome as always. I watched the first three episodes, and the first three episodes were pristine. I love the setup of the fifth season. The fact that it takes place 50 years in the future, from the previous incarnation, might seem kind of far fetched because I watched because any anime fans out there, I've watched Evangelion trilogy that was dropped like a few years ago, and they're making another one after 6 years because Hideki Anno was doing Godzilla at that time. I thought that the time skip idea was a horrible idea because the way it was executed on the Evangelion, the third one, that legitimately was one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my whole entire life. So yeah, initially I thought it was a bad idea, but once you look into it and see how much of an effect it had on Jack himself, and yeah, 50 years without a home, 50 years just going through danger and all that stuff, that can have a really bad effect on you. And yeah, I really resonated with that because, man, Samurai Jack is really strong, man. I mean, shoot, if 5 years passed and I didn't find a way home yet, I'd kill myself. but yeah, but yeah, I mean, I gotta give it to him. I gotta hand to him. He's like Jack. He's already one of my all-time favorite characters, and you're just rooting for him just to find a way home. And yeah, and the first big bads of the series, I mean of the season, other than Aku, are the daughters of Aku, and these seven young women, I can resonate with them as well because first off, they didn't have a childhood. They were basically raised to kill Jack. It really was. Same, you could say the same with Samurai Jack because he was raised to kill Aku. But shoot, if you looked at the premiere series, I think he was around 8 or 10, or about. I think he was in like probably 6 or 7 whenever Aku attacked, and his mom sent him to another country, basically to various monasteries around the world, so he can train to defeat the master of evil. But with the daughters of Aku, they were born to kill Jack. Samurai Jack wasn't born to kill Aku. He really wasn't. Because Aku, yeah, like I just said, Aku, he was revived, probably 5, 6, or 7 years into Jack being born and stuff like that, He wasn't meant to kill Aku, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. And plus, Jack got to have fun during his training, being a warrior and all that. The daughters, they had no training yet. I mean, they didn't have any fun at all. Every single freaking day was the same song and dance. All they did was train, grueling training. No love whatsoever. No love from the mom, even though that she did seem to be a loving and caring mother. No, she basically procreated for a reason, and that was that get rid of the pest that Jack was to Aku and all that. I think the daughters had more trauma throughout their lives than Jack did because man, that was depressing. And you got to see at the end of the episode. I'm not gonna spoil the episode for you. I'm just saying, y'all gotta watch it, and I'm just going to do this. But anyway, yeah, the first 3 episodes basically was basically build up for the daughters of Aku, being destroyed by Samurai Jack. The second episode of the series was the most hard hitting. Jack got to experience his first kill, human kill. Was he affected by it? Yes, because in the next episode, his inner self basically became his buddy or something like that. No, not really a buddy, but he's just there to just taunt him and tease him and stuff like that. That's what he's basically doing. And he was talking to himself. This episode that aired tonight, it's the same thing. It said that he wasn't grotesque. He looks more young. he looked like a he kind of reminded me of have y'all ever watched that movie called The Princess Bride? He kind of reminded me of Carrie Elways. No, wait, no, excuse me, Mandy Patinkin. Why did I get the two confused? I think it's because I watched Quest for Camelot, and Carrie Elways' character in Quest for Camelot kind of reminded me of Mandy Patinkin from The Princess Bride. Anyway, I'm just rambling. Yeah, he kind of reminded me of him for some reason. I was like, okay. And in the previous episode, he was monstrous. I mean, goddamn. But, yeah, it's kind of an inconsistency, but I'm just gonna shrug that off for a while. But, yeah, this episode was fucking dope. I loved it. Basically, you know what? I'm just gonna just say it right now. Ashi was the only survivor. Miraculously, she has some extraordinary willpower. I bet you that you must have saw a lot in her. But yeah, I mean, Ashi was obviously the favorite for Tartakovsky to be Samurai Jack's foil in this episode, and yeah, it definitely shows because all she does throughout the episode is just say that die Samurai die. And oh my god, that's so funny. It's unintentional comedy, but I think he intended to be comedy, but the setup is kind of unintentional. But yeah, it was. I mean, their interplay, the banter, it was pretty funny. It really was. And Jack, Jack actually gains more friends in this episode. Like this little poof ball. She's fucking hilarious, bruh. She joins Jack's inner self, or something like that, or his former self, whoever he is, of the line of people who are trying to taunt him. Oh, and the crows in the beginning of episode 2, calling him a murderer and all that stuff. Samurai Jack just went off on them, but that was Samurai Jack's conscious telling him that he was a murderer and stuff like that. Jack has actual conflict with himself throughout the whole episode. It's pretty damn cool. I loved it. Ashi. She felt no remorse for her sisters being dead, because she didn't really care. She didn't grow up caring for them. She grew up training with them, but there was no emotional connection with it. It was even prefaced in the 3rd episode of the 5th season. Death is failure. I mean, when I saw that, I was like, God damn! And they didn't even bury her. They didn't even bury the corpse. They just let her rot. Damn. But, yeah, I mean, it wasn't lampshade in the episode at all. She just didn't fucking care. All she did was that she just kept shouting at him. And that little bit throughout the whole episode, she kind of reminds me of Mojo Jojo. You know how Mojo Jojo would just repeat himself over and over and over again. I'm like, yeah, we get it. I mean, eggs are nutritious. You need 3 eggs. I mean, he kept talking about eggs being the most nutritious, and you actually need 3 eggs for each serving of that morning. And he doesn't have 3 eggs; he only has two. In order to have 3 eggs, he has to have one more egg and stuff like that. It was that one episode that I watched a long time ago. I can't believe I remember that word from word, but I think they made a meme out of it, so I don't even care. But yeah, I mean, she really does remind me of Mojo Jojo with all that repeating herself and all that fast talking and all that shit. And throughout the whole episode, Jack trying to get out of that sandworm. Apparently, the sandworm was hiding underground, and he was just waiting to swoop. He just ate all that fucking land too. He destroyed all of it. It was fucking scary. And here, I'm gonna talk about the animation for this episode. It was great as always. I mean, their budget is on point for this season. It really is. And I think that's why the Powerpuff Girls, the new reboot, looks shitty, because they didn't devote enough money into it. Plus, they had to make more episodes anyway. I think all the budget went to Samurai Jack, which is pretty fucking dope. Yeah, Cartoon Network does have their priorities straight, so just keep that in mind. Yeah, the design of the episode is fucking awesome. I mean, the inside of the creature looks beautiful. Freaking beautiful, man. You see a lot of colors that just pop out and stuff like that. Kind of reminds me of Andy Warhol, how he would just use neon colors in his art. It's pretty dope. And you know, the typical Tartakovsky designs and all that. And Scott Wills, who's the background designer? Scott Wills, the art director. He does a pretty damn good job. Craig Kelman's the character designer. The background. If anybody knows who the background artist for this episode is, please comment in the comment section below. Tell me his name, because I think this is his best episode yet. I just kept looking at the backgrounds, man. He should display those freaking pieces of art at the freaking Smithsonian, man. That's how beautiful it looks, man. I'm dead serious. But the main focus of the episode is, you know, the relationship between Jack and Ashi. Ashi is obviously going to be a main character all throughout the series, like all throughout the rest of the season. And I'm not going to spoil the ending, but she had a premonition not to kill Jack, because we all know that he's going to survive, but she had a premonition not to kill Jack, and I'm not going to say what it is, but it is related to her love of nature. And she is she's a devotee of Aku and stuff like that, and she's saying that, you know, Jack is, you know, the root of all evil and stuff like that. And you know, she saw something that Jack did, and she just let go of her hate for him, seemingly. But we're not sure until the next episode. But that's what happened. I mean, they eventually get out of the sandworm and all that. But I mean, that was the plot of the episode, just to get out of the sandworm, because that's what Samurai Jack is known for. It's minimalistic plots. You know, the focus is animation, and you know, what we see, what Jack goes through and stuff like that. I mean, it's always been the main focus. But overall, I give this episode an A. Like, I give the previous episodes an A. Samurai Jack is my all-time favorite Cartoon Network show, just in case you haven't noticed that previous vlog that I did. And it's getting ready to be my all-time favorite cartoon, because Gendy Tartakovsky is pulling all stops in this season. Like, man, just keep it coming, because I'm loving every single minute of these episodes. I'm nerding out right now. I just can't wait to see what happens in the next episode. Oh yeah, and guess who's coming back? I want y'all to watch the end of that promo. That, excuse me, I'm getting the stuffies, but I want y'all to see the end of that promo and see which fan favorite character is going to be featured in this in the next episode. I can't wait, man. I love this character. But yeah, Aku's coming back the next episode because we haven't seen him through the we seen him in the second episode with his comedy bit. Uh, One more thing, I want to comment on Greg Baldwin's voice acting. Dope, but I do see a little bit of problems. His voice is more deeper and more gruffer. And more gruff, excuse me. Gruffer is not a word. Gruff. It's more gruff. And it's much deeper. His accent changed, more notably. I want to say that he sounded, he does sound a bit East Asian, but it's kind of a dialect, Japanese dialect going on. Like, it's not common Japanese, like, you know, what Mako did, something like that. Some weird ass Japanese dialect going on with him. And the thing about Aku that I liked about his voice, Mako's voice acting, is that, you know, he talks with his teeth. Greg Baldwin doesn't do that. I think because, you know, Greg Baldwin sat in for Mako when he passed away. When Mako passed away, for General Ero. And General Ero didn't talk through his teeth. Aku did. Aku did talk with his teeth. He talked with his teeth like this. Unleash an unspeakable evil. You know, like that. The shape-shifting master of darkness. Yeah, that's what he did, because Aku, he was designed like that, you know? Like the teeth and stuff like that. But all things aside, Greg Baldwin does an amazing job. And seeing more of his voice acting, you know, I just can't wait for more, man. I mean, Samurai Jack is on a roll, and I completely forgive Adult Swim for that little fiasco that they pulled last week. I'm not too mad about it. I really am not, but yeah, I mean, people want that Rick and Morty. Plus, it ain't even pulling that much ratings, so yeah, jokes on Adult Swim. But anyways, guys, if y'all enjoyed this vlog, make sure y'all subscribe. Oh yeah, and plus the progress on the rise and fall of Deke Entertainment, my ultimate project I'm doing for all this month. Voice records are finished, and I am currently in an editing process, so stay tuned for more updates. And there's going to be another trailer for the rise and fall of Deke coming out. Going to be a little promo, actually. So, you know, just make sure y'all check my channel. Oh yeah, and plus I'm also opening a Patreon because, you know, it's long overdue, and hopefully, you know, I can get enough money for making content for y'all. Like, I need, to upgrade a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, guys, thank y'all so much for watching this. I hope y'all enjoyed this vlog. I'm definitely going to do more of these. And I want to say from the SCMediaWorks studios in Grand Prairie, Texas, I hope to see y'all next time. God bless y'all. Have a good day, and keep watching Samurai Jack because it's an awesome show. Thank y'all so much.